Ohio gozaimasu! Little Demon Nico here, and we are back for the second half for my most favorite Attack on Titan characters. This time we're doing the girls. So these are just my opinions, so you don't have to agree with me or whatever. But number 5 is Krista slash Historia. What can I say about Historia? She is a goddess, all right? She is an absolute goddess. Even though she doesn't hurt a fly, but she sure can, fight in battle. I mean, obviously, she hasn't really done much for the whole scouting regiment, but she's just so cute. I mean, especially when she was like with Ymir and everything. Obviously, she was just looking out for her because obviously Ymir knew about Historia's inheritage. Obviously, she knew about it. Obviously, but what can I say about her? She's just so sweet. Like she actually can actually tend to people's wounds, especially if they've been hurt. She's really helpful as well. Like she actually helped Sasha on the first day of training when she got caught eating a potato in her induction. but but when it came to what season 3 with her and Eren in that cave, I literally could not believe that she nearly turned into a Titan to take back the founder. I remember screaming at my freaking laptop when I was watching it last year that I was like, "Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Eren is your friend. You would not do this." But I'm thankful that she managed to stop herself because obviously Eren said, "You might as well just take back the founder," because obviously Eren he was in a bad state when he found out that it was his dad that took the founder from Historia's family and all that kind of stuff. But there's a reason why Eren's dad took the founder. So and then I thought it was so awesome that she actually flipped her dad over and broke his back. I was like, yeah, you deserve that. I was like, your daughter has been training in the scouting regiment. Do not test her. Do not test her. But then obviously Historia said something like that she is the real enemy to humanity. I mean, I cannot confirm nor deny that, but that's that. And then obviously she found out that her best friend had died, which was Ymir, who took the Jaw Titan ability. So Ymir's gone. We're not seeing her anymore. And then when it came to season 4, that's when it started to go downhill from there for her. I mean, yeah, she was happy, but then she got pregnant. But the way how I see it, everyone is speculating that Eren is probably the real father to her baby, but obviously we cannot confirm nor deny yet. We can't know. And then obviously we have one chapter left to go. But I will say this: if we do see that baby, and if it's got Eren's face structure, or it'll probably have his green eyes, then we'll know it's Eren's instantly. But obviously, with the last chapter, I'll try not to spoil too much, especially for those who won't read the manga, they rather watch the anime. But something's happened. Okay, something has happened, and obviously, Historia hasn't even had the baby yet. And a few chapters ago, it just showed her that she was giving birth. But obviously, before that, Historia and Eren had a conversation about what Eren wanted to do. But and then she mentioned something what if I bared a baby? And people were speculating that Eren's probably the dad. But if I remember correctly, that he wasn't agreeing with her about why she wanted to carry a baby or something. I can't remember because that was months ago when I read that chapter. But I just don't know. I mean, knowing Isayama, he'll probably keep it a secret anyway. Just use our own imagination. But but yeah, people were speculating that Aaron's probably the dad because of the conversation he had with her. But there is no concrete evidence. There's no evidence whatsoever. But then Ymir told like Historia in season 2 that she should live a life that she should be proud of. To tell you the truth, Historia is not proud. She's the way when we saw her pregnant, she did not look happy. She was fucking miserable. So in a sense, she is not living the life she's proud of at the moment. I feel bad for her, but that's just that. But anyway, enough about that rant. So number 5 was Historia. Now number 4 is our potato girl Sasha. Potato girl Sasha. I mean, the thing is with Sasha, she reminds me of me because we both love to eat. Like literally, we both love to eat. So I mean, when I first like saw her when she was doing her induction and she was eating a potato, I remember just looking, I was like, why is she eating a potato at her induction? Just why? Why are you eating a potato? And then, obviously, Shay just wanted to know what she was eating, and she said it's a potato. Like, she was, to be honest, like, she did not look phased, like, at all. Like, freaking phased. And then you had poor Armin who just looked terrified for her. Like, proper terrified. But then, and then obviously when it came to season 2, when she saved Kaya, I mean, she was meant to die there and then. That was the original plan. But then someone on Isayama's edited team found out about it, and they weren't like particularly happy about how she was meant to die. So originally she was meant to die from that Titan where she saved Kaya from. I mean, if you remember, she had the arrows and she was planning to blind it. So she obviously had the arrows, went to go and blind it, but then obviously when it grabbed her, she was meant to die there. Like, she was meant to die there. But obviously with the blood on the Titan's chest, she managed to slip out. So that was the original plan. And I think Isayama's words were, just be thankful that she's staying alive a bit longer. I'm thankful that he kept his promise, and therefore she died in season 4 from Gabby. Gabby, I hate you. I mean, it's after, like, even though I read it in the manga, but I was not prepared to see it animated. Like, throughout that whole episode, I was crying. I was crying as soon as she shot her. I just babbled like a baby. And I don't normally do that in animes often, but that proper got me upset. I mean, especially like she was already dead when she said her last words, which were Niku, which is Japanese for meat. But people are speculating that she was meant to say Niccolo. I mean, they did have that kind of attraction, especially like when she was eating his food, and he just was like, he was blushing red when she said that he was a food genius. I mean, if you think about it, the people on Marley, they have more advanced technology. Like, they have the better foods and everything else, while Paradise is still stuck in, like, the past. So they haven't had cars, they don't have trains, they don't even have, like, proper ovens to cook with. But then Sasha came along and she was eating his food, and he was actually in love with her, and I think she was in love with him. But then obviously she died, and I mean, Connie, he couldn't believe it that his best friend was murdered. And I just started crying again when Mikasa and Armin were trying to revive her, but it was already too late. It was sad. It was really sad. But one of my favorite moments with Sasha was when they were having that meat feast before the taking back of Walmaria. I just wanted to know how they knocked her out. That's been on my mind. Like, how the hell did they manage to knock her out and make her drop the meat? And what made it even more funny is that they tied her to a post and they left her there. And when they left the kitchen, they just left her there. They left her. And I was like, are you gonna untie her? But I don't know. But other than that, number 4 was Sasha. Number 3 is everyone's favorite is Mikasa. Now, there's only one thing I have against Mikasa is that she just kept following Eren around like a little lost puppy. But obviously from the recent episode that came out, you find out why she's like that. I mean, I guess you can kind of say for an Ackerman, it's kind of like imprinting, like that kind of thing. I could be wrong, because I think Levi's was the same when he was like on heroin, like all the time. And the way Eren said to Mikasa that he's always hated her, that is not true. He's just saying that to her to make her break out of the enslavement that she has on him. I mean, yeah, that did really hurt her. Obviously, she didn't know why he said that, but it's actually the complete opposite. So, in a sense, instead of he always said, I've always hated you, it would have been, I've always loved you. And the only reason he said that was to make it easier when it comes to the final battle, because obviously we know that Eren's on his own, he's betrayed his friends, but there's only a reason why he did that. And I don't know if he's hero or villain, or he could be both. But when it comes to Mikasa, obviously her power had awakened when Eren had saved her from those poachers. Like, they really wanted to get her and sell her on the market, which is disgusting. And that's when her Ackerman power awoken up. And that's why she's a badass. Like, literally, she's just the same as Levi. But when I found out that her last name is Ackerman and Levi's last name was Ackerman, I honestly thought they were related. But obviously they share the same last name, but they're not related. So, because if that were the truth, then Levi would have been like her long lost cousin or something, but I don't know. But with Mikasa, I can't describe her. She's just so cool. And then obviously when it comes to Eren, I mean, she did promise his mom that she'll always be there to protect him. But when it came to like, I guess at the end of season 3, that's when Eren started to change, especially when he saw his father's memories about like the whole Titan War, about the Attack Titan form and everything else. I think that's when he started to change, and that's when he found out where his real enemies were. And then obviously he went off to Marley on his own. He didn't tell anyone of the scouting regiment. I don't know how long Eren had been on there in hiding. I mean, he obviously had to grow out his hair just so he can blend in and disguise himself. I mean, it was clever because no one knew he was there. And I was like, well, that's typical Eren. I mean, obviously people like Eren a bit more now because he's not a bratty little shit anymore. And then obviously Mikasa is always there to save his butt. I mean, the way that she hated, like, when he was held captive with Berthold and Reiner, the way she looked she looked absolutely ready to kill something. It was so creepy. Like, she was really eager to kill something back then. But obviously, I am mutual to Eren and Mikasa. I mean, I don't ship them because I find them more like a brother sister kind of thing. But obviously, I find a lot of people that actually ship Eren and Mikasa, which is understandable because the history they have together and all of that stuff. But I don't ship it. I don't. It's the way that she would like follow him like constantly all the time. That's what put me off because it reminded me of another ship that I like. So I'm like, no, I can't ship them. But then again, Mikasa is a badass, so I still love her for it. And other than that, yeah, Mikasa takes third place. Now, second place is Hanji. Beautiful, beautiful Hanji. I mean, when I first saw Hanji, I honestly thought that she was nuts. Like, she was proper nuts and crazy. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched Attack on Titan in 9 minutes. There was a scene in there when Hanji came in and she said Titans make me horny. And I'm like, that is kind of true. Because she's always nuts and crazy when it comes to Titans. But then, I mean, she can fight as well, but she makes fun out of it. Like, every time she runs past the Titan, she's like, oh, good day. How are you? Good morning. and that's why I love her. Like, she knows how to kick back and have fun. And then, obviously, when Erwin passed away, she's now the commander. She took over from him because she was section in commander. And the third commander, who will take over from Hanji if she retires or if she dies, is going to be Armin. I mean, I'm thankful she picked Armin because Armin has got the brains of anything. And then obviously when it came to the last battle, she obviously lost Moblet. I mean, I did wonder like what happened. I was like, well, where are they? Did they die from that explosion? But obviously Hanji was the only one who made it out because Morblet pushed her into the well to save her. And I was like, not Morblet, please. But she can be serious when she wants to, but most of the time she can have a lot of fun. Um, the thing that I always laugh at is that she always picks on Levi because he's so short and everything. I was like, you do not call Captain Levi short. You don't do that. But I was laughing when she welcomed the Marlians to Paradise. Like she's like, "Welcome to Paradise. We're the land of the devils. We hope you feel right at home." I was like, Hanji, like, why would you welcome Marlians to your island like that? I was laughing at that for ages. But I did laugh as well when she got excited when she saw Eren's like semi-titan form and he picked up the spoon. Oh my god. That was fun. I mean, she just appeared out of nowhere and she touched it and she didn't realize it was freaking hot. Oh, that was so funny. But yeah, I freaking love Hanji to pieces. Like out of all the brunettes, she is one of my most favorites. So I mean, she has done well in this season. Like she's not really like upbeat like she used to be. I mean, it's the same as everyone else because obviously with the war and with Marley and everything else that's going on, I do miss that bubbly scientist to pieces. So yeah, Hanji takes second place, and my top person is Ani. I love Ani. I mean, I'm not saying that she reminds me of me, but I just love the fact that she tends to keep to herself. Like, I mean, all she cared about was to get home to her dad on Marley. That's all she cared about. But obviously, inside that stubborn ass body is a softie because she loves to eat like sweet things like pies and cakes and stuff like that. But then when it came to Marco's death, you could tell that she really didn't want to do this. So yeah, inside of her there is a soft spot. I mean, obviously Reiner had forced her to take his gear off, and she really didn't want to do it. I mean, you could see it in her face that she didn't want to do it, but she had no choice but to do it. But when it came to like the female Titan, call me stupid, I didn't know it was her. I did not know it was her when I was watching it the first time. And when she lifted up Armin's hood, I was like, why didn't she kill him? Like, obviously, she's been killing everything else. But then later on in season 4, you find out that Annie actually has a crush on Armin. So that's why she didn't kill him. But she would have hesitated to kill the rest of them. But obviously, she kept Armin alive because she had a crush on him. And, but yeah, I had no idea it was her. And then obviously when she got into her fighting stance, when she was fighting with Eren in the forest, I was like, hold on a minute. I was like, I recognize that stance, but I wanted to be wrong. And then later on you find out that it was actually Ani because Armin figured it out like first glance when she lifted his hood up. Like he instantly knew it was her, but he wanted to be wrong for once. But then and then when it came to the fight within the walls with Eren and Ani, obviously she managed to crystallize herself. And later on, you guys will find out there is more to her Titan that we never knew of before. I mean, if you think about it, the Warhammer can like crystallize themselves. And that's where she got that power from. So she crystallized herself, which is the power of the Warhammer. And when she roared to lure Titans to her in the forest, that is the power of the Beast Titan. So that is all there, but you'll find all of that out like much later on in the manga because she hasn't come out of the crystal yet. And I mean, I thought it was so sweet that Armin would go and see her when she was in her crystal. I mean, people have been saying that Bertolt has been like controlling Armin to go and see Ani. And I'm not being funny, but the new Titan shifters can inherited memories from the previous shifter. You can't do that for feelings. That it just doesn't work like that. But obviously, Armin had been going to see Ani for 4 years. And if Eren knew this, why didn't he say anything? So I still think that Armin is doing this on his own accord to go and see her. And that's that. But yeah, we will see some more of Ani like much later on in season 4. I was so happy that she managed to get out of the crystal. But obviously in season 1, she only lasted till then and we didn't see her again for a very, very long time. But yeah, I love Ani. I guess you can say she's my waifu for Attack on Titan. So yeah, Ani takes top spot. And I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video. There is a new ASMR coming. I'm not telling you what it is. It's a surprise. So I hope you guys will look forward to that. Give a like and subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys for the next video. So I will have a new ASMR coming, and I do have a Love Life scanning video coming next week. So stay tuned for that, guys. Bye bye.